Hey, party people, it's Cliff. Artemis 2 made a historical flight yesterday, being the first spacecraft to go further than the Apollo missions. They took some really good pictures. I've seen one of them. I haven't seen the other ones yet, but it was funny. I was watching the live feed, and, on their little, personal computing device, they call it. Who knows if it's a PC or a Mac or whatever, or a specialized computer, But I think there was one shot where I caught them. They were hugging each other, and they were excited because on the display they had taken some really good pictures of the moon and of Earth. And and yeah, and of course, flat earthers are losing their minds. Man. I mean, they're going to try to disprove it. But look, flat earthers don't want to be right. They just want to be heard. And, it's the same that goes with any sort of community in the world. Any community, whatever it is, right? Like, people that are into surfing, people that are into ice skating, people that are into doing activities or like really liking a subject, even me doing Final Fantasy with friends from all across the world. But flat earthers, the one thing, or at least like the difference, is that they can't admit being wrong, or rather not wrong about their not wrong about the moon, and not wrong about the not wrong about their flat earth, just their flat earth thing, but they just can't be incorrect, right? That also goes with religion, that also goes with Scientology, which is the reason why it's Scientology, is because of this building right here, a big old Scientology building. But that's the whole idea, is that, the whatchamacalls it, the being, when you're not wrong, or when your entire life revolves around you being like, I'm right, everyone else is wrong, like, that's when you fall into a trap. You fall into a corner that you really can't get out of. And that's because if everything, because when you are wrong and when it does matter, it's like you're gonna get hurt. You're just gonna get damaged in some way. Just like I'm gonna damage my nose by blowing it. Good Lord. That's fun and disgusting. Just like all those flat earthers, right? Just like my nose in the morning. But look, blowing my nose and doing that's normal. This is authentic, finally, right? Where, I saw a couple of videos where these flat earthers are trying to disprove the launch and disprove the pictures that they're showing, and saying, oh, the shadow angles and all of this and all of that. And you're just like, you know what? All right. Well, here's my counter argument. You're right. The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. I don't care. Great. Now what? Okay, now what? The Earth is flat. Are you going to tell the entire aviation industry? Are you going to develop a new method of navigation for pilots, so they can land their planes better than they can now? Are you going to go and develop like programs, or an infrastructure for NASA or GPS satellites or anything that makes our lives convenient? Are you going to do that? The Earth is flat. Great. I'm happy. Earth is flat. All right. Now what? You proved it. What are you going to do now? Really? You're gonna shake your, you're gonna raise your pitchforks and go over to, Mr. Mr. or Mother Earth and be like, you know, rah, 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 you're flat now, we've proved it. Okay, great. Like, there is no point to it. There is no significant point. And that's the whole reason. Is there's no point. Even if these people, like, you know, let's say that you know, in 2 minutes the entire world believes the earth is flat. Okay, then what? You guys become nothing. Like, the flat earthers there wouldn't be the flat earthers would turn into round ball earthers, right? They would argue, you know, you would have people that would argue that the earth is actually a sphere. And guess what happened back in like 14 whatever, you know, people believed that the earth was flat. And if the earth was flat, 14, you know, what is it, 14 minus whatever the hell, 20, if it was 600 years ago, if people believed that the earth was flat and that were true, then everybody today would basically believe that the earth is flat. So it doesn't, and this is what my point is that you don't need to listen to any of these flat earthers. And I know what the deal is. Man, this guy is crunching his back thing. I don't know if you saw that, guys, but he is crunching the numbers on his back tailgate. But yeah, that's what needs to happen, I guess. But you know, that's the whole point, is like, you know, they just want to be a offshoot of society, where, you know, they're not the norm, they're edgy, you know, just like any, you know, classic group of folks. You know, high school is a perfect example of it. You know, you have the emo, right, the classic emo kids and the nerd kids and the jocks and the, you know, all of that from high school. And it's the same out here, right? You have your, you know, you have your engineers and nerds, and then you have your cool celebrities and whatever, and then you have your military guys, and that's all they want to do. All they want to do is have like a platform to listen, and they want to get together, you know, with people that are like-minded. and you know, that's sort of that's the community aspect and relationship aspect of people. You know, they want to. I mean, if you think about it, like, right, like a flat earther, and my sister was at one point, or still is, I don't know, just insert conspiracy theory here. And she had, but her personality and her take on it is, you know, it's just believing something that's not what everyone else believes. It's trying to be special when you're not special. And like, you know, I know for damn sure I am not special in this world. I am just living my life, living my best life, as they say. But yeah, like, that's my argument to all these flat earthers, is like, you're right, Earth is flat. Now what are you gonna do? You proved me right. All of the stuff that you said, you don't need to make any more videos. I believe you. You know, you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to tell me that the earth is flat and whatever. You don't need to, you know, do it. Hey, why don't you go explore something? You know, I guess you spend your money and you get on a ship and you go over to wherever to do. You can do that. Go ahead. You know, have at it. Hey, why don't you come up with the navigation, you know, things. Here's a, you know what else is flat? That tail, that tail edge. That's what's flat. Oh man. We gotta get over. We gotta get over. But that's my whole idea, is like, all right, yeah, the earth is flat. Okay, now what? Now, we gotta tell the entire world because that's the truth. It's like, no, you don't. Like, you believe it. Like, that's on you. And you want to share this idea and just, you know, I don't know. It's pointless. It's a pointless argument, and it's a pointless waste of my breath talking about it. You know, I remember a fella at NC State University. You know, like every university will have. I guess that's also another subject for another time. But let's see if I can go. Okay, I can go. I'm gonna blow my nose again. Because that's just how I feel right now. Don't worry, I'm driving with my knee. It's actually something they teach you back in the day when you didn't have auto drive. Yeah, anyway, 2 disgusting moments, but that's what this topic is. It's disgusting. Like flat Earth. Oh man. No, there's this one guy at NC State. Well, every college will have that religious or that person that's going to encourage the young folks to get into a certain club or a certain, thing or a certain whatever. And it's in that moment where, kids who are growing up, they want to find community, they want to find something that they believe, and part of the reason, or if you can admit that you're incorrect, or if you can be humble and say like, hey, I don't know, right? Like the other videos, like you don't, like saying you don't know means that you're willing to like look at it and be like, oh, okay, you say the earth is flat, all right, well, let me take that information and let me like digest it, let me think about it, and then look at, and then kind of see. And then if you just, it's one of those things, maybe can I go? I can go. All right, let's go. Let's try this out. All right. Sometimes it's always fishy. I don't know if the buses are going to stop or not, but they usually do at that stop. But that's the thing, is like, if you want to believe the flat earther, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Let's say you're an engineer, right? And you believe the earth is flat. But you go to your job and you have to do and you have to make something that actually works. That actually does the thing that it's supposed to do. And I don't understand how people can compartmentalize like having one belief and then going to their job and doing a completely different thing, and then coming home and being like, oh, well, all that stuff that I did, I don't know. But it's one of those things, like if you're an aerospace engineer and you believe that the Bernoulli principles like don't work or whatever, or you believe flying doesn't exist, right? Like, if you're an aerospace engineer and you don't think that flying exists, yet you go to work and you work on the things, and you have to make the thing in order for it to work and fly, and then you see it fly, and then you're like, you know what? Like, I don't think flying exists. That's what flat earthers are. I mean, insert any example here. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents. I was like, yeah, sure, the earth is flat. Great, do something about it. I don't, like, hey, if you prove the earth is flat and you could develop a new thing and it makes me like, either more happy or more safe or more like, or I get to my destination in an hour instead of 3, hey, you go for it, like, you go for it, and I'll eat my lunch. But until then, you guys don't matter. You flat earthers just, you guys don't. Sorry. Have a good day.